Everybody, this is the Bat Vigilante, and welcome back to Mass Effect. We left off at the beacon being destroyed because we used it. Well, I will blame Caden for that one, but not our fault. Just want to point this out. I guess first we'll talk to Caden.
Glad to see you're okay, Commander.
Thank you.
Commander, I'm glad to see you're okay. Losing Jenkins was hard on the crew, and I'm glad we didn't lose you too.
How are you holding up?
Things were pretty rough down there.
Yeah, you never get used to seeing dead civilians. Doesn't seem right somehow. But at least you stopped Saren from wiping out the whole colony.
Looks like you helped.
I couldn't have done it without you.
We're Marines. We stick together. And I'm just sorry that we lost Jenkins.
Jenkins will be missed.
Yeah, I wish I could have done something to save him.
I was there. You did everything right. It was just bad luck. It's been a hell of a shakedown, Cruz. Our first mission ends with one Spectre killing another. The Citadel Council's not going to be happy about that. Probably use it to lever more concessions out of the Alliance.
Seems like you've been around.
You've got a good grasp of the situation. You a career man?
Yeah, a lot of biotics are. We're not restricted, but we sure don't go undocumented. May as well get a paycheck for it. Besides, my father served. I made him proud when I enlisted. Eventually. But is that why you're here? Because of your family?
We have a similar conversation with Ashley with Male Commander Shepard, but it doesn't happen this early. We get way more options too. We'll say something similar.
I was a regular Navy brat. I got a little more noteworthy than the folks expected.
Oh, that's right, a Coos. I imagine that bought you any post in the fleet. Word is we're heading for the Citadel, ma'am. Can you, tell me why?
We want to brief the council.
The captain hopes the ambassador can get an audience with the council. Tell them what Saren's been up to.
Makes sense. They'd probably like to know he's not working for them anymore. Whatever happens, we'll be ready, Commander.
Thank you, Caden. We'll talk to Ashley next. Our new crewmate.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. The crew could use some good news after what happened to Jenkins.
He will be missed.
Jenkins was a valuable part of this crew.
Part of me feels guilty over what happened. If Jenkins was still alive, I might not be here.
You earned it.
You're a good soldier, Williams. You belong on the Normandy.
Thanks, Commander. I appreciate that.
We'll ask her how she's holding up.
Things were pretty rough down there. Are you okay?
I've seen friends die before. Comes with being a Marine. But to see my whole unit wiped out, and you never get used to seeing dead civilians. But things would have been a lot worse if you hadn't shown up.
You helped.
We couldn't have done it without you, Williams.
Thanks, Commander. I have to admit, I was a little worried about being assigned to the Normandy. It's nice when someone makes you feel welcome.
Glad to have you.
I think you're gonna fit in here just fine, Williams.
Thanks, Commander.
Yeah, when you just have a Male Commander Shepard, you just have Caden say that everyone's taking it hard with Jenkins. Okay, let's talk to Dr. Chakwas.
Yes, Commander? Is there
Some
something
investigating. We'll ask a personal question.
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Any regrets?
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth, or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
Okay, we'll ask about Captain Anderson.
What do you know about Captain Anderson?
I've served with him for a few tours now. He knows when to let things slide and when to crack the whip. The crew knows he's seen pretty much anything they'll ever run into. And he cares about the people under his command.
Then we'll ask lastly about Caden Alenko.
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission, but he has an impressive service record, over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
Then we'll ask about him being an L2.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Elcor was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
Complications?
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Caden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
Yeah, I think he lucked out like crazy. If you can go completely insane or have broken limbs and all you do is just get an occasional headache, I think you're okay. Okay, we'll examine this thing. And then we'll go talk to Navigator Presley.
Glad you're okay, Commander. Losing Jenkins was hard enough on the crew.
See, I don't know much about Jenkins, so wouldn't really know. Okay, now let's tell Joker to take us to the Citadel.
Timing, Commander, I was just about to bring us into the Citadel. See that taxpayer money at work.
Look at that beauty.
Look at the size of that ship.
The Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size isn't everything.
Why so touchy, Joker?
I'm just saying you need firepower too.
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers in any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy, requesting permission to land.
Stand by for clearance, Normandy. Clearance granted. You may begin your approach. Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
Roger, Alliance Tower, Normandy out.
Normandy, this is Alliance Tower. Please proceed to Dock 422.
And this will be our dock forever. They never give us another one.
This is an outrage! The Council would step in if the Geth attacked a Turian colony?
The Turians don't found colonies on the borders of the Terminus systems, Ambassador.
Humanity was well aware of the risks when you went into the Traverse.
What about Saren? You can't just ignore a rogue Spectre. I demand action!
You don't get to make demands of the Council, Ambassador.
They really just shut him up there.
Investigating your charges against Saren. We will discuss the CSEC findings at the hearing, not before.
Captain Anderson, I see you brought half your crew with you.
Just the ground team from Eden Prime, in case you had any questions.
I have the mission reports. I assume they're accurate?
They are. Sounds like you convinced the Council to give us an audience.
They were not happy about it. Saren's their top agent. They don't like him being accused of treason.
We'll say it's the truth.
Saren's a threat to every human colony out there. If they don't stop him, I will.
Settle down, Commander.
Ooh.
You've already done
If they don't stop him, I will.
Candidacy for the Spectres. The mission on Eden Prime was a chance to prove you could get the job done. Instead, Nihilus ended up dead and the beacon was destroyed.
That's Saren's fault, not hers.
Then we better hope the CSEC investigation turns up evidence to support our accusations. Otherwise, the Council might use this as an excuse to keep you out of the Spectres. Come with me, Captain. I want to go over a few things before the hearing. Shepard, you and the others can meet us at the Citadel Tower, top level. I'll make sure you have clearance to get in.
And that's why I hate politicians.
Alright. So before we do this, we're going to use this computer console. And it pretty much gives us a report, some unusual energy readings. It pretty much just gives us like a side mission that we'll do later. And before we do all of that, let's talk to these people. But before, which one am I going to talk first?
This is serious. My reputation is at stake. I spoke with the consort in confidence, and her alone, and she betrayed that confidence. All right. I will look into it for you. In the meantime, do not do anything rash.
Okay, let's talk to him first.
Hello there, human. Sincere apology, but I am here on business and cannot be distracted right now.
We'll ask what's wrong.
You seem distressed. Is there something I can do to help?
Alarmed response. You overheard that, did you? This is all going so wrong, and it is the Asari consort's fault. She's the one who started all this.
What's a consort?
Who's this Asari consort?
Curious, you have not heard. You must be new to the Citadel. Everyone knows Sha'ira, the consort. I cannot speak more about this problem. It is too sensitive. Suffice it to say, she has compromised my authority as a diplomat.
We'll ask, where is she?
Where can I find this Asari consort?
She is across the bridge from here. Her offices are easy enough to spot. Good day, human.
Thank you. And we'll talk to him.
EarthClan, you are in the wrong place, I think. Your ambassador is next door in the large office.
Chastising remark. Don't be so rude, Dan. At least introduce yourself.
I am Din Korlak, Volus ambassador. Is there something I can do for you, EarthClan?
We'll do some investigating. We'll ask about the embassy.
What is this place?
You are in the embassy for the Volus and the Elcor.
Your ambassador is next door, in his own office.
In this shared space, I aid my fellow Volus when I'm not being interrupted.
That is kind of crazy that they need to share this space. Okay, we'll ask about the Volus.
I'd like to know more about the Volus.
I'm sure our history and culture would bore you, EarthClan.
Let's ask him about his history now.
Actually, I would like to know more about your history.
My people came to the Citadel shortly after the Asari and Solarians had discovered it. We were instrumental in establishing a standardized galactic economy. However, despite our long association with the Citadel and our many contributions to galactic society, we still do not hold a seat on the Council.
We'll ask about the culture.
Tell me about Volus culture.
We are tribal by nature, but our ways are not violent. We barter and trade our lands and tribe members in order to increase status. Larger tribes often engulf smaller ones and eventually split again. Our society is very malleable, and our government is always shifting and changing. Since we're not physically adept, we trade our services for protection.
Then we'll ask about the ambassador himself.
What is it you do here?
I look out for the best interests of the Volus people. No easy task considering how often we are overlooked by the Council.
Chastising rebuke, Dan. The Council favors your species greatly.
You are naive. The EarthClan will be invited to the Council long before our species will.
We'll ask about the council.
Why aren't the Elcor or Volus part of the council?
All species must prove themselves before they join the Council. All but the EarthClans, it would seem.
Dismissive. Ignore the Volus ambassador, human. He is incorrect in his assessment.
Really? How long have we been waiting? How long do you think we'll continue to wait? Bah, this talk is wasted on the humans.
Then we'll ask why is he so cranky.
You seem to have a bit of a chip on your shoulder, Din.
You humans are new to the Citadel, and yet the Council has granted you great favor.
Chastising rebuke, Din. Your species has always been granted many concessions. Volus territory has expanded tenfold since coming to the Citadel.
Details. We still have no real say in the decisions that affect Citadel space.
Alright.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
We'll talk to the other ambassador now.
Yes. Good day, Earth Clan.
Pleased greeting. Human, it is always good to see your kind. I am Ambassador Kalen. Genuine query. Is there something I can do for you this day?
Do some investigating. We'll ask about his speech.
Why do you explain what you're about to say?
Our people communicate less through words and more through scent and slight movements. Plainly, we discovered our vocal expression was not enough to convey the feelings of our conversations to other species.
Why do you bother, Kalen? These Earth Clan don't really care about our ways.
Remorseful response, Din. You don't truly believe that, and if you do, I am very sorry for you.
Did I roast him too? Okay, we'll ask about the Elcor.
Tell me more about your species.
Genuine enthusiasm. I delight in telling the history of my people. It is agreeable to share our culture with others.
Let's learn about his history.
Tell me about the history and origins of the Elcor.
The Elcor were just beginning to explore Council space when the Asari first made contact with us. With their help, we discovered the relay closest to our system, and from there the Citadel. Proudly, within one lifetime we established a regular route to the Citadel, and quickly became one of the more active species living on this great station.
Okay, well, how about their culture?
I'd like to know more about the culture of the Elcor.
Frankly, we Elcor prefer the safety and familiarity of our own colonies to the confines of space travel. Our society is built on small, tight-knit groups, though we are always welcoming to outsiders. Our government tends to be very stable. Our people are not very comfortable with sudden changes.
Okay, then we'll just ask about the ambassador.
What do you do here?
Modestly, I work to bring the problems and the requests of the Elcor groups to the attention of the Council.
Ha! They only give us these positions to keep us quiet. The Council doesn't care about our races.
Chastising rebuke. Your tone is inappropriate, Din. This human is not to blame for your malcontent or your misconceived suspicions.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
And then we'll leave him alone.
Sincere farewell. Good day to you, human. Enjoy your time on the
Thank you, I will. I actually don't blame Din for being so upset. I would be upset too, considering that they were also like one of the first ones to arrive to help, and to still not have like a real say in things is kind of crazy. Just what I think. So we'll talk to the receptionist.
The human ambassador is up the stairs, first room on the right.
We'll say, have we met?
You know who I am?
Yes, I receive reports on all newly arrived dignitaries and notable people.
We'll ask about the location.
What is this place?
This is the Presidium. More specifically, you are at the Citadel embassies. If you have more questions, please access Avina.
We'll ask questions of Avina.
What's that?
Oh, Avina is the virtual guide for the Citadel. Feel free to access the terminal yourself.
And then we'll ask personal questions.
What's your name? What do you do here?
My name is Safiria. I'm the administrative assistant for the embassies.
Say busy?
You seem to be distracted.
The embassies are the hub of all Citadel politics. When you represent trillions of citizens, it tends to get a little busy.
And we'll say goodbye.
I should be going now.
Have a pleasant day.
So before we go any further, let me check my level. I leveled up quite a bit. Still don't got any more charm. I think I'm not gonna level anybody else right now. We'll go in here. I don't think there... Oh, there is something. Boom. Oh, another thing. Boom, and we leveled up. Get out of my way, Ashley. Dang. Like she's always in my way. That leveled up. Dang. Yeah, so the leveling up is different from the original. I think every one level is now 2 levels from the original. So in the original you can go up to level 60, but in Legendary Edition you can only go to level 30. They just made it so then each one level you gain is like 2 levels in the original. So?
Commander Shepard, I didn't expect to see you here. Did Ambassador Udina send you?
We'll say... Who are you?
Have we met before?
No, but I know you well enough. I'm Executor Palin, head of CSEC. It's my job to know when someone like you arrives on the Citadel. Was there something you needed, Commander?
We'll say attitude towards humans.
I get the feeling you're not too fond of humans.
No, I just don't trust your kind. Not yet. You humans are eager to take all the power you can get, and you're being given a lot. If the Council wants to make humanity their new favorite pet, that's their business. But I don't have to like it.
We'll say favorites. And the class of pets is crazy.
Just like second-class citizens. We have to fight for everything we get.
Good. Then fight for it. But don't expect the rest of us to just sit back and let you take it. I'm a busy man, Commander. Are we done here?
Well, that's about the Spectres.
What do you know about the Spectres?
They're the right hand of the Council, or so they like to be called. More like the underhanded side of the Council.
You don't like them?
What do you have against the Spectres?
I can't abide any organization that considers itself above the law. Especially when it's left up to each individual Spectre to decide when and how to bend the rules.
We'll say that's a bit naive.
Sometimes you have to bend the law to keep people safe.
I've been with CSEC for 30 years. I've never had to break the law to do my job, not once.
Yeah, right. You expect us to believe none of your officers are corrupt?
There are over 200,000 CSEC agents. Some of them are going to be bad. But we don't turn a blind eye to corruption like the Spectres do. We do our best to find and punish any officer who breaks the law. Spectres. They'll never come under that kind of scrutiny.
We'll say Spectres are important.
The galaxy needs people like that. People who do the dirty jobs.
I agree. But they need to be held to a higher standard. They need to be accountable. Saren's out of control. We both know that. But because he's a Spectre, the Council doesn't want to do anything about it. Is that the kind of person this galaxy needs?
We'll say no.
But not all Spectres are like Saren.
True. But the potential is always there.
We'll ask about CSEC.
Tell me about CSEC.
CSEC provides necessary police and security services throughout the Citadel. We're a civilian government agency, though many of our members have had military training. Of course, as the CSEC representative to the Council, I spend most of my time liaising between the two.
And then we'll ask about his investigation.
Tell me about your investigation into Saren.
Sorry, Commander. I don't make a habit of giving out details about ongoing investigation.
That's kind of crazy that we asked. I think he is kind of right about the Spectres. I think they should be held to higher accountability. But now we'll hack into his computer. I like how he saw us walk behind him and accessing into his computer, and he doesn't really care. Alright, we get a diplomatic warning. And it talks about biotics that are oh my god. It talks about biotics and how they should stand together. So it's giving us another side mission. Okay, now we'll talk to the bartender.
Hello, Commander. Can I get you something?
Say, Commander?
You know who I am?
Your arrival created a bigger-than-average stir among the diplomats and hangers-on around here. There's always something new happening around here. I could fill you in on some points of interest if you'd like.
Fill me in.
What's going on around here?
Well, you found the embassies, not much going on here. Across the bridge, you'll find the bank, the Emporium, and Shaira's. If you haven't heard of her, you soon will. If you need supplies, you can try the markets one level below. For entertainment, I'd try Flux or Cora's Den.
Well, that's what Shaira.
What is Shaira's?
The consort, she entertains clients who can afford her services. Most of the diplomats and ambassadors have visited her at one time or another. She's a very powerful woman, but also very respected.
We'll talk about entertainment.
Tell me about Flux and Cora's Den.
Well, Flux has gambling and dancing, certainly more lively than this place. Cora's Den, on the other hand, well, let's just say it's livelier and deadlier, all at the same time.
And then we should say, I should go.
Goodbye.
So long.
Just imagine going up to someone.
Pleasant day.
Goodbye.
Don't believe the rumors. The consort would never...
Okay, we'll just hear about his conversation.
We talked at the nearest airlock if she did.
I suppose. Besides, Nick, the consort's nothing like the girls back on the colonies. She's...
You don't have to do it with her. You can just talk to her if you want.
Is that all you did, Jazz? Just talk?
I didn't say that.
Ha! I bet you did too.
Okay, we'll talk to them.
Up, Fredericks.
What do you want? Oh, Commander. Is there something I can do for you?
Relax, Private. This isn't an inspection.
Right, sorry. What can I
We'll
do
ask
for
about the
you?
consort.
What can you tell me about the Asari consort?
Well, she's an Asari who works here as... That is, she helps people with things.
You never went to see her, did you, Fredericks?
No, I never did. I couldn't afford it. It costs half a year's credits just to go in and talk to her.
Let's say, where is she?
Can you at least tell me where I can find her?
Sure. She's across the bridge from the embassies.
Thanks, kid. Have fun. Try not to get into too much trouble.
I will. Have fun, that is.
Alright. Now we'll go talk to Avina.
Greetings and welcome to the Presidium. My name is Avina, and I am pleased to be your virtual guide throughout this level of the Citadel space station.
Say virtual guide.
What does that mean?
I am a fully interactive virtual intelligence, programmed to provide spontaneous guidance at predetermined locations of interest throughout this level of the Citadel. I may also be contacted through any of the Presidium VI terminals, should you require assistance.
We'll say sounds interesting.
Give me the tour.
You are standing at Presidium Tourism Terminal 1. On either side of this lobby are the embassies of the various Citadel races, along with CSEC headquarters. On the far end of this level, you can see the Citadel Tower, where the Council meets regularly to discuss matters of interstellar importance.
Well, that's what CSEC.
I want to know more about Citadel security.
Citadel security serves as law enforcement for all regions of the Citadel, though the majority of officers serve in the wards. Executor Palin, a Turian, is the current head of CSEC, but individuals from virtually every species across Citadel space serve as officers beneath him. If you wish to learn more, Executor Palin's office is located in the CSEC headquarters just across the lobby.
Well, that's what the embassies.
Tell me about the embassies.
Each species in Citadel space important enough to be consulted on matters of galactic politics maintains an embassy on the Presidium. The Volus were the first non-council species to be granted an embassy, roughly 2,384 galactic standard years ago. As Citadel space has expanded,
Oh my God.
more embassies have been added. The most recently added embassy belongs to your own species, humanity. It was added 19 galactic standard years ago, despite some rather vocal opposition.
Why was humanity opposed?
Why were people trying to keep my species out?
Some species felt humanity was given preferential treatment. It often takes a century or more before a new species is granted an embassy. The Council gave a great deal of thought to this matter. In the end, they decided humanity's impact on Citadel space was significant enough to warrant an embassy.
Well, ask, what do you think?
Do you agree with their decision?
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified judgment. My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
Then we'll ask, why were the Volus first?
How come the Volus were the first species given an embassy?
In the early years following the formation of the Council, the Volus were, apart from the Asari and Solarians, the most populous and widespread species in Citadel space. They established many new colonies and trading outposts, and they petitioned the Council for a greater role in determining interstellar policy. In recognition of their work to expand interstellar trade and establish a standardized galactic economy, the Volus were granted an embassy here on the Citadel.
Well, it's just an embassy.
Why weren't they made a council race?
The Council races have extensive responsibilities. They must provide personnel and ships for the Citadel fleets. They often provide economic aid in times of disaster. It would be unfair to demand such an enormous burden of a species unable to meet these obligations. The embassies allow lesser species to have a voice on the Citadel.
And we'll say lesser species.
That's pretty damn arrogant.
I apologize if my personality has offended you. Please submit all formal complaints in writing to the Citadel Tourist and Visitor Board.
We'll ask about the Spectres.
Do you know anything about Spectres?
The term Spectre is derived from the branch of Special Tactics and Reconnaissance. Each Spectre agent is handpicked by the Council. Their primary role is preserving galactic stability and resolving volatile situations that cannot be handled through normal political channels. In this role, they are granted extraterritorial rights and jurisdictions. Spectres answer to no law or authority except the Council itself.
And then we'll ask about the City Council.
What can you tell me about the Citadel Council?
I mean, the Citadel Council.
Originally, the Council consisted of representatives from the Asari and Solarians, the two dominant species in Citadel space. Roughly 1,304 galactic standard years ago, Turians were invited to join the Council in recognition of the role they played during the Krogan Rebellion. Since then, the three Council races have worked together to ensure the peaceful coexistence of the galactic community, while preserving individual autonomy for each species.
Sounds too perfect.
It can't be as simple as that. There must be problems somewhere in the system.
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified judgment. My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
Then we'll log off.
Goodbye.
So something I want to talk about that I actually thought was kind of interesting is that Avina was made by, I think, the Council races to give, like, you know, like tourism to show them around the Council. And she isn't supposed to give opinions, but she talks about why the Volus don't have, like they only have an embassy because it's unfair to give lesser races like all this, like a big say in the Council. Even though she's not supposed to give opinions, she says something that is sort of an opinion, and she's not programmed to have these thoughts. So it must have been something that the Council put into Avina. So you kind of already see what the Council thinks without them actually saying anything, you know? Because she didn't come up with this all on her own. She's the one who was just programmed to say this. So, like I said, you can sort of see what the Council already thinks about. Like, they don't think the Volus is capable of being with them on the Council. In a sort of way, they think that anybody with an embassy who's not on a Council is just a lesser race. Which is kind of just crazy if you kind of think about it. But I thought that was always interesting. So, using these transports, we can fast travel to different locations. But I'm honestly going to be not exploring. I'm just going to go this way, because there's some more conversations that can be had before we go to go see the Council. But I always thought that was kind of interesting. You can sort of see their ideas of other races before like saying anything, you know?